up the phone?
No, well, actually, honestly, I have.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't return a couple calls, and I just...
And then there were times when Mike used to tease me and call me names. He used to call me pig, horse, slaughterhouse, cow.
Competitive with him?
I'm competitive with everyone.
Including him?
Yes.
Competitive in the way that you want to sell more albums, as many albums?
Yes.
Yeah.
I came here once. One time. Mike came downstairs and I said we wanted to talk about you guys going on tour again. I told them I would be honored to open for you. He didn't have much to say. And I felt like, what's going on? This isn't us. This isn't family. What is this?
I really don't talk about my brother really anymore.
I really blame the adults in their life because at a very young age, Janet was pitted against Michael.
The brothers had fired Mr. Jackson, so I think he figured, okay, I can make Janet the biggest star. He will always say, Janet's gonna be the biggest superstar. She's gonna be big as Michael or even bigger than Michael.
Joe was bitter even though when it came to the public, he released a statement that he was okay with everything. That is a Jackson trend, to play nice and make sure that nobody knows the family is feuding. So he plays to the media that everything is okay. He'll be there to answer any questions his kid might have. But he was really salty about this. He took Janet under his wing and he told Janet that he would make her a bigger star than Michael ever was. And Janet kind of kept that mentality her whole career. So I believe that that is what started this tension between her and Michael. Janet, by her own admission, is very competitive. Oprah asked her, do you find yourself competing with Michael?
Do you feel competitive with him?
I'm competitive with everyone.
Including him?
Yes. He's my brother. It's different, though, because he's my brother. I love him.
Competitive in the way that you want to sell more albums, as many albums?
Yes.
Yeah.
Constantly, reporters would ask her this question, and she fell into the trap multiple times where she admitted, yes, I want to be better than him. Yes, I am competitive. I want this for myself. And she had the stats down to a T.
5 singles. That's a record. I broke his record with that, and if Love Will Never Do will be in the top 10, I will break his, or actually tie him, because he's had 7 top 10s, and I will have had 7. So hopefully, we're very competitive. I mean, it is friendly. He's very competitive, and so am I. He beat me out of a Grammy for best video, but I also beat him out of a Grammy for best long form video with Rhythm Nation. So we're not even, because he still has like 15 or 10 more than me at home, but hopefully someday I'll get there.
Everything came to a head when she was about to get the Coca-Cola commercial. Now, she acknowledges that she appreciated Michael having Pepsi and that she was about to have Coca-Cola, but because of Michael and all of his allegations, it cost her her Coke deal. And this is where we see her having disdain for Michael. Like, even though the family walked with him, they stood beside him. One thing that was on trend with the Jackson family is making nice and playing nice and showing a united front when it comes to family issues.
I hope this finally put to rest another rumor that has been in the press for too many years. Me and Janet really are two different people.
The bond between her and Michael is still very much off, but she agrees to do that Scream song with him. Now, his team, they know about Janet. They know that Janet is very inspired by Micheal. And she said it was okay because he's her older brother. And we all know about siblings that come through and follow in the steps of their big brother or big sister. So with Janet, she never saw an issue with using Micheal as her blueprint because that was her brother. But Michael's team felt some type of way about this. Like, okay, you kind of bouncing off of Michael's ideas and making it your own and turning it into something grand. And she outshines Micheal when she does that. But Michael's team wanted her to do her own thing. Let's see what you got without using Micheal as the blueprint. This upset Janet to the point where even when you watch the video, you can see she looks miserable. And Janet also notes that when it came down to her being the opening act for the Jackson 5, Micheal was not on board.
And I said, we wanted to talk about you guys going on tour again. I told them I would be honored to open for you. He didn't have much to say. And I felt like, what's going on? This isn't us. This isn't family. What is this? And there were people that wanted to keep him where he was, where they felt that they could have some sort of control over him. I was really upset because we didn't grow up like that. And it upsets me to this day. You don't do that. You especially don't do that to family.
And when she said to Micheal, I will be the opening act, he sat there and looked at her and said nothing. And I think that's because he didn't want to share the stage with her. He kind of wanted to do his own thing. And Janet was so competitive. It felt like, you know how you don't want to be around someone who is in constant competition with you. You want to be around people that celebrate you. And I think that's where Micheal was. And he was iffy. He was iffy on Janet. Even now, it feels unfortunate because we're getting Janet's side of the story, but Micheal is not here to defend himself. He's not here to say, no, I didn't do that. Yes, I did. Or to even give a reason as to why he had the behaviors that he had. And Janet, in her documentary, she kind of hints that the reason everything happened to him is because he didn't want to be around family anymore. And I think that's a sign of bad blood. This entire sibling rivalry did not have to happen. And I really wish that they could have made amends before Micheal passed away, but they never had the chance to kind of find their way back to each other. And I think that's the most unfortunate part about all of this. And now we only hear one side of the story. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Did you always speculate there was some type of sibling rivalry going on?